Hello, Mr. Goldwasser, Frank. On the poster today we have Frank Goldwasser together with R.J. Mitchell.
R.J. Mitchell, yeah.
Yes, you're doing the show together.
Yeah.
But that's something new for you because you know each other a long time, I think.
R.J. and I have known each other for more than 30 years, and we've done a lot of shows together.
He is from California.
Yeah, well,
the man in front of me, he is also known as Paris Slim.
Well, not anymore.
Not anymore, because that was your...
Right, that was a different lifetime, yeah.
Because you were born in...
I was born in Paris.
In Paris.
Yeah, born and raised in Paris. I migrated to California when I was 21.
Yeah.
So,
And the man who gave you the name, was
Troyski, yeah. Troyski and his musicians gave me that name, yeah.
He was the owner of the club, Eli
Mile High Club. That's correct,
yeah.
Yes. When I first arrived in Oakland, I looked him up, and I got a job playing in his band almost right away, within 2 weeks of setting foot in Oakland. He offered me a job in his band.
And then today you are on the poster of Swing Wespelaar. Swing is a free festival.
Oh, it's a free
we only have to pay the beers, but the festival is, I think, the 36th time always free.
It's a free festival.
They call it Swing Blues for the people.
Oh, yeah, I noticed that. Yeah.
You didn't know the festival before?
No, I've never heard of it, no.
What do you know about Belgium?
I've played in Belgium a few times. I've played at the Banana Peel.
Banana Peel is a club in the east.
Yeah. I've played. Where else have I played in Belgium? I can't even remember.
No, it's no problem.
But I've played in Belgium a few times.
Other question, do you know Belgian musicians?
Yes, of course. I know quite a few Belgian musicians. I know Mark Thijs.
Yeah.
I know Wolf Meis, the drummer.
Yeah.
I know other. I've played with Belgian musicians.
Just a question.
Yeah, I don't necessarily remember their names. Renaud Le Cire, bass player.
Yeah, I know the name.
From Charleroi.
That's from the French part of Belgium.
Yes,
from the south. In the south we had Adolf Sax. He wasn't the musician, but he was the saxophone. That's from him. Adolf Sax.
Okay.
It's Belgian ID. Okay. If I did my homework correct, then I can introduce Frank L. Goldwasser with the next things. He was born in the Paris in 1960.
That's correct. Yes.
Young guy. Yeah, more than 70, but moved to San Francisco Bay in 1983.
Yeah, 1981 I went over there and stayed 6 months. Came back. I was in art school at the time in Paris, so I spent half of 1981 in California.
Yeah.
Came back and left again in '83. That's correct. Yes.
Why did you want? Why are you a musician? Why did you want to be a musician? Is that your first thing that in your life that you did?
No, I was an art student. I painted and I was.
At a certain moment, you said, "I want to be a musician."
Well, not exactly. I mean, I discovered blues music, and it was like being struck by lightning. It just, it was my calling. started, yeah.
It wasn't because of your environment? Or,
No, not at all.
No.
Not at all. I didn't know anyone who was, listening to this.
And then you learned yourself playing guitar?
Exactly, yeah.
And started to sing?
Exactly, yeah. Exactly.
I found somewhere that you were discovered by Sugar Blue.
Well, I was not discovered by Sugar Blue,
no?
exactly. I met Sugar Blue, was living in Paris at the time. This is the late 70s, 1977, 1978.
I found two names, Sugar Blue and Sonny Rhodes.
Right. Well, yeah. So Sugar Blue is the first guy that I played with in front of an audience, He didn't exactly discover me, but it makes a nice story.
You met him
I met him in Paris, I went to one of his gigs, I introduced myself and I asked him if I could play a song, and he said yes, so I sat in. Now Sonny Rhodes came to Paris in 1980 with the San Francisco Blues Festival, and I was already a big fan of his. I loved Sonny Rhodes, I loved West Coast blues in general. West Coast blues was my focus, my main interest. So I met Sonny, I followed him everywhere in France. I went to the recording session that he did in Paris. And when Sonny stayed in Paris at the end of the tour, Sonny decided to stay in Paris because he liked it so much. So he stayed behind and we became friends. And he got a couple of gigs in Paris and he asked me to play with him. So of course, it was my first paying gig, my first gig as a professional musician. I was playing with Sonny Rhodes in 1981 or 1980, and I said to him one day, we were having a drink at a cafe in Paris, and I said, Sonny, do you think that if I came to California, you think I would be able to play? And he said, sure. You come to California, you look me up, and we'll make it happen. So that was it.
1985?
No, that was in 1980.
But in 1985 it was your first time that you were in a studio.
Oh no, 1985, no.
For your single?
Oh, for my own record, yes.
Yes, for your own, because I found your name on other records.
Yeah, the first recording session that I ever did was with Mark Hummel, harmonica player.
Yeah.
I did a recording session with him probably in 1981, actually.
Oh.
That was my first recording session, but I don't think that was ever released. I think that was I don't know, I'm not sure. Maybe it was released, I'm not sure, but that was my first recording session. Yes, but my first recording under my own name was in 1984. That's correct.
And later in 1989, it was your first album, Blues for
Esther, that's correct, yes. Yeah, that's right, that's correct.
I found,
and it came out on the Belgian label, Blue
Yes.
Stain. Yeah.
On the Belgian label, correct?
Blue Stain.
Yeah. That's why I found later on you can be heard on many albums, more than
a few, yeah.
But on your own solo?
Not that many, yeah.
Not that many, no.
Not that many, I think.
You weren't interested in doing things solo?
Oh yes, of course I was, but I mean, it costs a lot of money to make to record, to make an album independently. It's very costly, So yeah, my first record, that was in came out in 1989.
Yeah.
Then I made another one almost 10 years later, I think.
I must check on this.
But I did another album in between that only came out as a cassette. It was never did come out as on vinyl. It came out as a cassette. It was in around 1990. I made an album called
Bleeding Heart? No?
No, that was before Bleeding Heart. It was called an Oakland Blues Band.
That I didn't find.
Oakland Blues Band, but it came out only as a cassette.
Cassette?
Yeah.
Cassette record.
Yeah. Yeah, that was in 1990.
But until now, your biggest job was being a sideman.
I beg your pardon?
your biggest job as a musician?
Well, not anymore. Not anymore.
No.
Not anymore.
No.
Not anymore, because I mean, all of there aren't that many people left to play with, and and I've been focusing on my own career now for quite some time. But of course, if somebody calls me to to play with them, I worked as a sideman not that long ago with a British harmonica player by the name of Giles Robson. I did a few gigs with him.
Yeah.
Over the last couple of years. Giles Robson from Jersey.
Yeah, we know.
So I've got, I was a sideman for him for some time. Not that long. I played maybe half a dozen gigs with him.
But this evening on the poster with our Michel.
RJ, yeah. Well, RJ and I have a partnership that goes back almost 30 years. We do a lot of gigs together where we're trading.
You're born in the same year.
Yes, that's exactly right. I think he was born in March of 1960.
1960, yeah. Well, it's 64.
So RJ and I love to play with him. I think he likes playing with me, and we understand each other and we like each other. We're very close friends. We spent a lot of time together.
I remember you from Ecosine. You have been in Ecosine playing.
Yes, I played Ecosine several times.
2003.
Right. Yes, several times.
I think I was there.
I played Ecosine for the first time. Well, I played
as a trio.
Yes, I think I played
the Down Home.
That's right. We did that too. The Down Home trio with RJ. That's right.
That's right.
That's correct.
You were in
Steve Freund and RJ.
With Michel and Steve Freund.
That's right. Yes. That's right.
On guitar.
But I played Ecosine several times. I played Ecosine at least 3 or 4 times.
Ecosine has died. It doesn't exist anymore.
I know. Pierre de Genève.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I can conclude to finish the introduction. For me, you're a bit underrated as a musician.
Well,
you are a great guitarist, but for me, a bit underrated.
Well,
because you're always playing, but yes.
I'm just not very. How can I put it? I'm not very aggressive. I kind of like I don't like the spotlight very much. I prefer being kind of in the background, and that's my preference.
For this afternoon, who has done the set list? Is that something between you and Michel?
Yeah. I'm not sure how long we played. We played an hour and a half. Can you?
17, 18, 1 hour and 15 minutes.
Oh, hour and 15 minutes, yeah. So we'll do half and half. He'll do half the show. I'll do the other half. When I play, he plays hard.
You play the guitar, Michel
Yeah, and we've got a great rhythm section from Finland.
Oh, Finland.
Yeah, because RJ has been in Finland for the past week. He's been playing in Denmark and Finland with the Tommy Leno band from Finland.
Yeah, Tommy Leno.
So that's who's playing. That's actually those guys booked the gig here today.
Yeah.
Jaska Prepula and Nico Peltola, the drummer. They're great.
I know the band.
Great rhythm section. Absolutely killer.
No.
Okay. I turn my page. If I ask you what's your favorite music, your favorite music that you...
Oh, blues, obviously. I mean, that's
Nothing beside blues, just...
Oh, I listen to all kinds of music. I love country music, old country music. I love gospel music. I love rock and roll. I mean, I love many different kinds of music. But when I play music, blues is my musical language. That's what I do. But I love to listen to many different kinds of music.
Yeah. When we go to your latest album, nice title. Who needs this mess? Can you Can you tell us something about why that title?
Sure.
Is it the Mass? No.
Yes, I'll tell you about it. It's kind of an interesting little story. I went into the studio. I have a friend in Ventura, California, who has a recording studio. He's a producer and a bass player. His name is Ralph Carter, and I did some recordings with him. I started recording with him during the pandemic, during COVID.
That was 2021.
So we recorded a few tracks, and then we just put them on the shelf. We didn't use them. We didn't do anything with them. I didn't think that they were very good. I just, I got distracted by other stuff. And then a couple of years later, I went back and listened to those tracks, and I heard this track that didn't have any vocals on it, it didn't have a title. It was just a track, bass, drums, guitar, nothing else. And I thought, wow, damn, that sounds pretty good. I should do something with this, right? So I went back to the studio, and Ralph and I decided to write a song about it. Mm-hmm. I mean, decided to write a set of lyrics to go with the track. And we were talking and we were commiserating and complaining about the state of the world today. And I think Ralph, or maybe it was me, I said, Jesus, who needs this shit? I think he said that. And I said, that could be a song. But we can't call it Who Needs This Shit. Who needs this mess? Yeah, who needs this mess? Yeah. So we started working on the song, and Ralph wrote the song. I think I contributed maybe 1 or 2 lines. So I recorded the vocal. I did the vocal on it, but I wasn't happy with the vocal. I thought, this is such a good song. It needs a really, really strong vocal. So we started brainstorming, thinking, who could we have do the vocal on this song? And I thought about different people, and of course, one morning I woke up and I thought, of course, I know who can do the vocal on this song. Sugar Ray Rayford. I was in the Manish Boys with Sugar Ray.
Yeah, you have been.
So I knew Sugar Ray. Ralph,
co-founder of the Manish Boys.
Yes, and Ralph was Sugar Ray's bass player, so we both knew him. So we sent him the track. He lives in Arizona now. So we sent him the track, and he said, "Yes, I love it. I'll sing it." And 2 days later, he sends us the track with a vocal on it. Absolutely incredible vocal. And the next thing was, okay, this is great, but it needs a really strong rhythm guitar part.
Yeah.
And Ralph said, why don't you do it yourself? I said, no, it needs like a really catchy, just great rhythm part. I thought, same thing again. Who could we have play the rhythm guitar on this? And I thought, I know. Kirk Fletcher. So I sent the track to Kirk, who was living in Switzerland at the time.
Yeah.
And I said, Kirk, how would you feel about putting a guitar on this? He said, oh, sure, I'll do that. 2 days later, he sends me the track with the guitar part on it. It's like, wow. This is great. This sounds really good, but it needs that last little touch that's going to take it over the top. A harmonica, And originally, RJ did the harmonica.
Yes.
When we first did when we did the basic track, RJ played harmonica on it, but he wasn't happy with what he did. He wasn't happy, and it wasn't very good. I mean, let's say it like it is. It wasn't very good. So I thought, and during that whole time, I've been communicating with Charlie Musselwhite, because we're friends, I've known him for a long time. I used to play with him. And I was thinking, well, shit, of course, Charlie's the guy, but Charlie's very busy, and he's a big name, So I'm thinking.
2 years ago, he was here in Wespelaar.
So I sent him the track. I said, Charlie, what do you think of this? And he wrote back to me and he said, "This sounds great. Who wrote this? This is really good." So I wrote back and I said, "Well, I'm glad you like it. As a matter of fact, how would you feel about playing on it?" He thought about it and then he wrote back to me and said, "Sure, I'll do it." And that's how this track came about. Little by little, one instrument at a time. That's the story of that song.
That's always, it's a great album.
Thank you.
Yes, it's a great album.
Thank you.
You're working on new things? Because this one is from last year.
Yeah, this came out last year. No, I haven't. I have a project in January. I'm going to go back to California. And we're going to make an album with Kirk Fletcher. Again, with Ralph Carter on the bass. Same band, Ralph Carter and Johnny Morgan on drums.
Drums, yes.
With Kirk and another guitar player from Texas, Hash Brown.
Yeah. That will be your next album.
That will be the next album,
yeah.
Yes. That will be the next album. And RJ will probably play on a couple of songs, I'm sure. Yeah.
Like always.
As always.
Or you must call someone. Okay, I have some general questions.
Sure.
Do you have also free time, being not a musician? Do you have time for other things?
Well, I have plenty of time, but I'm very lazy, so I don't really do very much. No, I'm always playing music. I listen to music. I'm playing music. When I'm not playing music, I'm thinking about music. It's pretty much.
So you don't go to a place and drink a coffee on your own? No.
Oh, sure, of course. I like beer, Belgian beer.
You are 64.
Mm-hmm.
Life is short.
Yeah.
Do you have plans, items on your bucket list that you say that are things that I want to do?
I just want to keep playing music and hopefully make a living, That's about it. I want to find a nice place to live. I don't want to, my wife and I have decided to leave California.
You go back to Paris?
No, we don't want to live in Paris. I hate Paris.
How different is Europe and the States?
I hate Paris. I really do. I was born there, I was raised there, but I just don't like Paris at all. It's not for me. So we're thinking about maybe buying a house somewhere in the country, maybe on the west coast of France, maybe in Brittany, close to the ocean.
Why not?
Why not? Yeah.
What was the best advice that you got from somebody?
What's the best advice I've got for somebody?
Or that you got? Both?
The best advice that I would have for somebody would be just, like you said, life is short. Do what you want to do. Follow your heart. Do what you want to do. If you want to play music, play music. If you want to, just do what you want to do. Life is too short, to be bored or to do something you hate. The best advice I've got from somebody, what advice? I know that's a tough one. Well, Ike Turner told me one time, he said, whatever you do, just be yourself. Don't try to be anybody else. Don't try to sound like this guy or that guy. Don't try to sound like me. Just be yourself. Mm-hmm. That was a pretty good advice.
Okay, then I have a last question.
Yeah.
Do you think that you as a musician, that being a musician has changed you?
Oh, yeah.
As a person?
Oh, absolutely.
In a better way or a different way?
Well, playing music, and this is not me saying this is my wife, okay? I've been with my wife for almost 25 years.
Because a musician has a great influence on the public by your music, by the things that you sing.
No, music saved my life.
Oh.
If it wasn't for music, if it wasn't for music, I may not be here today, music saved my life. It really did. So yeah, it changed me. Absolutely.
In a better way? A different way?
I would like to think in a better way. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, Mr. Goldwasser, these were my questions. Thank you for our time.
Thank you.
Thank you for what we call Roots time.
Thank you very much.
Thank
you for your support. You know, thank you for staying.
We are always very happy to receive your albums and to write something about it.
Absolutely,
I did the last review on the album, and it's always not the same album. You are always doing things otherwise.
I try. I don't see any reason.
I cannot say that is. No, he's always.
I'm still searching. I'm still looking.
Yeah.
I'm 64, but I'm still looking for what kind of, you know, what kind of music do I want to do? Now, I mean, when I make a new record, if I don't have an idea for a new approach, then I'm not going to make a new record. There's no point. I don't want to repeat myself. So I don't know what the next one's going to be like. Well, the next one's going to be with the one with Kirk and Hash Brown.
Who's the name she made?
And that's going to be a collaboration, you know, with Kirk and Hash Brown. That's going to be a collaboration. But if I were to make another record, you know, under my name, I don't know yet what it would be. I think I'd like to make a solo record, just me and just, you know, old school, playing solo guitar, acoustic guitar. Yeah. I love that. That's what I love to do the most, is playing solo acoustic music. I'm getting a little bit bored with playing electric, you know.
Okay, thank you lots. That was it. Okay, Frank?
Is that it?